What's up YouTube, I'm Cat and Kitty Cat. To start off, I'd like to put a disclaimer that this video isn't about what Zelda game is objectively better. The goal of this video, there's two goals. The first goal is to convince you that Twilight Princess is not the most similar 3D Zelda game to Ocarina of Time. The second goal is to try and convince you that out of Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, and The Wind Waker, Twilight Princess is the least similar Zelda game to Ocarina of Time. The video is split into three chapters. First, we will compare Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker with Twilight Princess. Then we will compare Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask with Ocarina of Time, and then finally we will look at similarities between Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link has manual shielding by holding the right trigger while targeting. In Twilight Princess, Link has auto shielding by simply targeting without holding a second button. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link has fire, ice, and light arrows. Meanwhile, in Twilight Princess, Link has bomb arrows. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link has a regular boomerang which can stun or attack enemies. Meanwhile, in Twilight Princess, Link has the Gale boomerang which can move a group of objects around and even move bombs around, and it has a wind effect. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link has at most one hook shot, which can hook in certain spots but forces Link to fall off the spot after he reaches it. In Twilight Princess, Link has a close shot, and after reaching a closed spot, he sticks to the closed spot. In Ocarina of Time, Link can upgrade his hookshot to a longer hookshot, but in Twilight Princess, Link can get the second claw shot. Because of this, and because he sticks to the spot he close to, he can start clawing into another spot without leaving the current spot. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link has a magic meter. In Twilight Princess, Link has a lantern meter. Twilight Princess also has a magic meter but goes unused in the final game. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can use sticks he finds to transfer fire to torches. In Twilight Princess, human Link used the lantern item to transfer fire to torches. However, as Wolf, he does use sticks to transfer fire. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link has regular iron boots, which make him heavier. In Twilight Princess, Link has magnetic iron boots, which allows him to walk on magnetic surfaces, including magnetic walls. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can perform a stronger charged spin attack, which consumes magic. In Twilight Princess, Link can perform the Great Spin, which requires to have full health. In Ocarina of Time, if you attack a cuckoo or a pig in The Wind Waker's case enough times, the cuckoo or pig will get angry and call a group of cuckoos or pigs to try to attack Link multiple times. In Twilight Princess, if you attack a cuckoo enough times, you will control the cuckoo instead of it attacking Link. However, during goat herding, if you herd the goats too much, a goat can get angry and start chasing Link. The difference though is that the goat won't call a group of other goats to attack Link and will stop attacking Link after he hits him one time. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can acquire the Goron or Power Bracelet, which allows him to pick up heavier objects. In Twilight Princess, Link doesn't find anything like that, although he is able to throw a ball chain and pick up heavy rocks from the start of the game. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link fights Phantom Ganon, but in Twilight Princess, Link fights Puppet Zelda. The subtitles of Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker are the names of the instruments that Link uses throughout those games. The subtitle of Twilight Princess isn't about an instrument in the game. Speaking of which, in Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can use the instruments to change the time of day or fast travel, among other things. In Twilight Princess, there's no consistent instrument throughout most of the game. At the start of the game, Link mainly uses grass as human to call animals, and as Wolf Link he can howl, but only next to howl stones. Closer to the end of the main story, Link can receive an item to call upon it, but that's all it does. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, the first dungeon involves helping the Great Decatry, Ocarina of Time, or Valu in The Wind Waker, both of which are supposed to be protecting the people in that area in the game, but are unable to protect the people until Link beats the first boss, which is Goma in both of those games. Well, I mean, the Great Decatry is still unable to directly help, but anyways, in Twilight Princess, this isn't the case with the first dungeon, and Goma is the boss fight for the Temple of Time dungeon, which is like the 6th or 5th dungeon in Twilight Princess. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Great Fairy Fountains can be found throughout places in the overworld of the games, which are Hyrule Field and the Great Sea in The Wind Waker. In Twilight Princess, there's only one area in the game where you can find a Great Fairy Fountain, and it's not even the main overworld of the game. It's in the desert area and the Cave for Deals. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can obtain a hammer item which he can swing, and he can swing the hammer sideways or to the ground. In Twilight Princess, Link obtains a Dominion Rod which can capture a statue with a hammer, which he can then swing, but he doesn't swing a hammer directly. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can acquire a mirror shield to reflect light, but in Twilight Princess, Link doesn't acquire a mirror shield. In Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, Link can crouch shield. In Twilight Princess, Link can't crouch shield, although he does have unused crouch shielding animations in the game files. In Ocarina of Time, the Wind Waker, when Link talks to NPCs, he puts one or two hands on his waist. In Twilight Princess, Link doesn't put any hand on his waist when talking to NPCs. In Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, Link gets ambushed near the start of the game and Epona gets stolen. This doesn't happen in Ocarina of Time. In Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, after getting ambushed, Link chases the person that ambushed him but then gets turned into a different creature. In Ocarina of Time, Link jumps 7 years into the future and turns into an adult. Both Tatla and Midna offer to help Link after he turns into a different creature near the start of the game, but they initially disrespect him, boss him around, and use his help for selfish reasons. Over time, they start to appreciate his help, and by the end of the game, they work with Link as a team. In Ocarina of Time, Navi always helped Link without ulterior motives. In Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, Link eventually gains the ability to switch between the creature and human, basically at will, and at almost any area in the game. In Ocarina of Time, Link needs to go to the Temple of Time location to switch between young and adult Link, and he can only start switching at will after the fourth dungeon, the fourth temple. The first four dungeons of Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess share similarities. Monkeys help guide Link to the first dungeon in Majora's Mask, and he has to rescue the Deku Princess so she can help rescue one of the monkeys from the other Deku dudes. Similarly, in Twilight Princess, Link has to save monkeys in the Forest Temple to be able to make his way to the boss of the dungeon. Even during the boss itself, a monkey offers help. In Ocarina of Time, the first dungeon, the Great Deku Tree, has nothing to do with saving monkeys or monkeys helping Link. In the second dungeon, Link goes through the dungeon to help the Gorons. This one's arguably the least similar between Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess. Ocarina of Time shares more similarities to Twilight Princess when it comes to specifically the second dungeon, but it's still similar to Majora's Mask in the sense that you help the Gorons by beating the dungeon. For the third dungeon, underwater gameplay in Twilight Princess is closer to Majora's Mask than it is to Ocarina of Time. Zora Link and Zora Armor controls underwater are similar. In both games, when you hold the A button while playing as Zora, Link can swim in different directions. You can also walk underwater in both games by pressing the B button in Majora's Mask or equipping the Iron Boots in Twilight Princess, and go back to swimming by pressing the A button in Majora's Mask or unequipping the Iron Boots in Twilight Princess without needing to go to the item selection screen multiple times. When walking underwater, you can perform melee attacks in both Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, as well as ranged attacks. In Ocarina of Time, you can't swim in all directions underwater, and you need to pause the game and navigate the pause menu every time you equip or unequip the Iron Boots, meaning you have to go to the pause menu when you want to switch between walking and swimming. You also can't perform any melee attacks underwater and can only use the hookshot for attacks. For the fourth dungeon, the desert in Twilight Princess and the Iconic Canyon are both abandoned areas. The Stone Tower Temple and Arbiter's Grounds both have redeads in or around the dungeon. In Ocarina of Time, the fourth dungeon is the Forest Temple. The title screen logo of both Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess is related to the subtitle of the games, whereas the logo in Ocarina of Time is about the Master Sword and the Shield, which isn't about the subtitle. In Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess, the main villain in both games during the first half is mainly Skullkid and Zant respectively. Skullkid and Zant respectively are familiar with Tatl and Midna respectively. Closer to the end of both games, we learned that there was a second villain who was the true villain that gave the previous main villain a lot of power. In Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, Link has to hunt gold sculptures or pores respectively in order to be able to free a person or group of people from a curse. These are scattered across different areas in the game. In Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, Link can only crawl when next to a hole and only when pressing the A button while next to that hole. In Ocarina of Time, Link acquires the Kokiri Shield or Ordon Shield in Twilight Princess, which can burn the second dungeon of both games when hit with fire. However, around the same time that he can enter the second dungeon in both games, he is also able to purchase the Hylian Shield, which is effectively unbreakable in both games and can't burn when hit with fire. In Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, one of the first items Link obtains is the Slingshot, which can kill weaker enemies or stun some stronger enemies. Later on in both games, he acquires a bow. Some people say that the art style of Ocarina of Time is realistic, but Ocarina of Time 3D as well as the Space World demo and artwork of Ocarina of Time show an art style that's closer to Skyward Sword than it is to Twilight Princess. The textures in the N64 hardware were just too blurry.